Evening people, evening, welcome back to the channel. We're back tonight with a brand new league with the P1 race community, or P1RC. It is their Renault Megane Trophy, as you can see that great big yellow thing flying towards you on screen. So it's a big pile of those going around some circuits for several weeks, and we start tonight with Dragon Trail Gardens. 40-minute race. I'm not quite sure how long qualifying is. I don't think it's going to be too long, 10 maybe 15 minutes. I'm glad this video is working, but no points obviously to show you yet. First round of the season tonight. Again, Dragon Trail Gardens being the place to be tonight. So just before we get in, shirts and stickers still available, people. Let me know if you want any of those. Hit me up, darksmoker@googlemail.com, or give me a shout in here and we'll have a chat. Right, let's get ourselves in then. Quick have a check who we've got in. Dylan, Obi, Marshall, Manny, Mockin. We've got Tyre Slayer, Skippy, Captain Pugwash, Fudder, Ricky J, Campo, Coffin Dodger and the Pilgrim. 13 drivers ready to go. Okay, room being prepped. Looks like qualifying's just about to get underway. We have got a little bit of a video to show you guys. So it's an onboard and sort of trackside cam view of the lap. So going down the straight to turn one. We've already crossed the finish line. Down into turn two. A little bit of a chicane here, a little bit tricky. Can catch the drivers out. Big curves on the insides of those corners as well. Bit of a straight then over the brow of the hill, back down towards a great big, pretty much hairpin at the bottom of the hill. Staying out wide, then trying to get the best exit and entrance to this corner. They're not too bad so far. Through the S's then. 90-degree left at the end of these S's. Just coming up now, got to get yourself lined up just right for this one. Easy to run out wide onto the right there. Down into what's commonly known as the Pentagon. It's pretty much 4 corners. It wouldn't be 5 if you kept going round. So can't quite remember the sequence on this one. Oh, a little bit drifty through there in the Megane. It's like a lift, press, coast, press, brake. I can't remember the sequence through there. Up the hill then. Final couple of corners coming up. Although it looks like a hairpin, it is 2 corners in one, 2 90-degree left-handers. Back onto that start finish straight. Down towards the line. So there is a quick lap of Dragon Trail Gardens for you guys. So we're into lobby. Nothing else I've got to show you on screen, I don't think. No. Let me know the sound's coming through okay. If not, then give me a shout. Seems to be okay. Okay. Doesn't look like we've got qualifying underway just yet. Let's see what some liveries are looking like before we get this qualifying underway. Oof, there's those big curbs. Got an OnlyFans sponsor tonight. Skippy, the man from down under. Looking pretty good. Tyre Slayer, Gulf Racing, orange, black and blue. Looking pretty good. Tyre Slayer on the number plate as well, smashed on the back end. Cancer Research, smashed for Captain Pugwash. Good to see. Is that what it says on your roof as well? I can't quite see what it says on your roof. Not sure what that is. Manny, he's got the BP livery on. Oh, qualifying then. Just wait to get this one underway. To be a 10 or 15 minute, I can imagine. We'll get back on and have a look at these liveries. Who have we seen? Pilgrim, Captain Pugwash. We've not seen Mockins yet. Oh, that's Peaky Blinders. I believe. Big Smoke Burger livery on as well. Big Smoke on the side. There is Captain Pugwash, you've already seen. Ready Brick smashed on the side for Campo. Just to love that stuff as a kid. Obi-Wan, Mild 7. Tell your mates, tell your mums. Peeled down the roof. I like that. Thank you, Obi. I did see the Dark Smoker. Skippy, we've seen your OnlyFans BP. We've looked at the Gulf Racing. We've seen Alpine Malmut for Marshall. Tyre Slayer. He's got the Monster Energy Unleash the Beast livery going on. Tyre Slayer we've seen. Coffin Dodger. He does like his black and white. No real livery on there, just lots of patterns and some Renault stickers. Oof. Got Shaun the Sheep on the front. He's angry on the side. That doesn't look like a sheep, does it? That could be portrayed as something completely different. But there is a sheep in the back seat. And it says, follow the sheep. He looks like a sheep. Can anyone see in the back seat? Has he got a sheep in there with him? Hold on. It won't let me see in the back. I don't know whether he's got a sheep in the back of that. He may well have. Footer, I think you're the only one we've not seen. I don't even know what's happening on that Megane, and very, very cracked. Looks like that thing's been lashed with barbed wire. Roadkill. Well, you know, fits with the barbed wire theme, doesn't it, really? Purple and gold on board for you then. Let's not chuck ourselves out of the lobby, shall we? So still on outlaps. Well, it's the first of, sorry, we're on the first of the hot laps. No actual times come in yet. Watkins going to be the first man to cross the line. We'll see what sort of pace he puts in. Nice and wide, these little Meganes. All right, onto this start-finish straight then. What have you got there, Mockin? So 1:39.1 for him. So he stays on pole for the time being. Still plenty of drivers to cross the line. Oh, Dylan's come through. He's taken that top spot. 0.8 of a second quicker. 1:38.3 for Dylan then. All but one driver's crossed the line. So Mockin is in second on the grid so far. Marshall in third. We've got Obi-Wan in fourth. Campo in fifth. P1 Manny in sixth. Captain Pugwash in seventh. Pilgrim in eighth. Tyre Slayer ninth. Skippy in 10th. Ricky J in 11th. Oh, Coffin Dodger getting that one wrong. And who's that? So it was Footer Engineer. He's just come across the line. He was the last man to put a time in. 11th for him with a 1:41.7. But again, we are only 4.5 minutes into qualifying. Yeah, it was Coffin Dodger just getting it a little bit wrong. So we'll get a full screen onboard lap with Dylan in a second, shall we? Who's a little bit closer? It'll be Mocking Weeks, won't it? Come on then. We'll go with Mocking. Have a clean track in front of us. Do you prefer onboard, or do you prefer? Oh, he's coming in the pits. That doesn't help me out at all. All right, we'll go with Dylan then. So do you prefer the in-car view, or do you prefer the sort of outer car view when you're sort of looking at the track? I find this one a little bit better. It gives you a tiny bit more view. So into this turn one then, carrying all the speed through there. A little bit of a lift, get back on the power once you've settled this car back down. Almost out wide, keeps it on that curbing into these S's. That corner's not too bad. Big curb on the inside of that one. Oh, a little bit of a jump through there. Big curb on the inside of that one. Not too bad if you can get two wheels either side of it, or, you know, drive yourself pretty much across the middle of it. It's not too bad. Down the hill then, into this almost hairpin. Cutting in a little bit there for Dylan. Catches up with Skippy a tiny bit through that section. Into these S's then. Get increasingly tighter before this final one at the end, which is a 90-degree left. Again, just, oh, there you go. Easy to do that. Into this pentagon section, you'll see. So a little bit of a lift. Drops it a gear through there. Back on the power. And then a little lift again, just so you don't run out too wide. And again, just has to have a little lift on the way out of there. Carried a tiny bit too much speed through those corners, did Dylan. If you get a good run out of there, you can make moves into this left-hander at the top. And then final corner, back onto that start-finish straight. Everyone weaving into the pits then, looking for a fresh set of tyres. The Mocking Weeks has just been in, so fresh set of boots on for him. Can he better that time? What was it? 1:39.199 for him. 0.8 slower than Dylan's. Tyre wear looks pretty high in this one. Where are we? On to the 5th lap. And tyre's already broken that front right. 40-minute race here. That's going to absolutely cry out for a pit stop. Oof, there's that big curve. You just saw Obi catching a bit of air through there. So still under qualifying conditions then. Ooh, a little bit of a move happening behind. Obi-Wan and Pilgrim just swapping places. Oh, we didn't see your livery, Pilgrim. Why didn't we see your livery, Pilgrim? Oh, there you go. That's exactly what can happen. As I was saying, you run a little bit wide through those S's on that final corner. And away you go. So the red, white and blue for Pilgrim. ACPMP Cancer Charity smashed on the rear quarter as well. We are driven on the roof. Not sure what that other thing is. Tyre Slayer pulled out of the way. Looks like he's reasonably happy with his time. 10th. Oh no, he's reversing. Oh no. So it is still Dylan then leading. Nobody's been able to take that top spot off him since he's put himself up there. Mocking's just had a fresh set of tyres on, but so has Dylan. He has gone a little bit quicker, brought that time down by half. He was 0.8 slower than Dylan. He's now 0.4. Can he find that little bit of extra time though? Again, Dylan's just been in the pits, fresh tyres on for him. So he also might be able to find a little bit more time here. Pretty full lobby. Oof, oof. There we go. There we go. Just getting a little bit frisky when you get the wheels on the grass through here. Don't seem to have a lot of give, these Renaults. Racing soft tyres all around, so they've got all the grip they need. What's it going to be, Mocking Weeks? Any quicker? 138.7 to beat. Oh, it's a 137.4 really he's got to try and take out. Oh, he's not done it that time. 138.9. Camera didn't want to change. That's it. Qualifying over then. Little 10-minute blast here at Dragon Trail Gardens done and dusted. So it is going to be Dylan on pole. We have still got a couple of drivers waiting to come across the line, but I don't think they're going to be on the pace of Dylan and Mocking Weeks. Marshall's currently sat in 3rd position. He stays there for the time being. Did actually find a little bit of time at the end there. Manny's in 4th. Obi's coming down towards the line. Has he found... Oh no, 2:03 his lap time. So he stays 5th then. Campo is in 6th. We've got Skippy in 7th. Pilgrim 8th. Ricky J in 9th. Captain Pugwash 10th. Tyre Slayer in 11th. Footer in the pits. And Coffin Dodger just crossing the line to take 13th. So Footer in 12th then. Footer's done a little sneaky cheeker. He's come in the pits and stuck a set of mediums on. Again, the soft tyres were blowing out after about 5 laps, so you might have to leave the pits, Footer, for it to register you. Otherwise we're going to be around waiting for the onboard timers to kick in, and I don't know how long they are. There are official results then. Dylan on pole position for the first race of the season. Mock in 2nd, Marshall in 3rd, Manny in 4th, Obi-Wan in 5th, Campo in 6th, Skippy in 7th, Pilgrim in 8th, Ricky J 9th, Captain Pugwash 10th, Tyre Slayer 11th, Footer in 12th, and Coffin Dodger in 13th. Here we go then. Race just about to get underway. Make sure you hit that like button, people. Here we go then. False starts will be penalised, so it does also cause chaos to anybody behind you because they expect you to pull off and not have to peel round. Wait for these lights to go on then. Wait for them to drop, and then we'll get race 1 of the series underway. And we are off in the Renault Megane Trophy League with the P1RC race community here at Dragon Trail Gardens. Dylan leads then. Mocking slots his way into 2nd position. Marshall 3rd. This one can also be a little bit tricky early on in the race. Again, everyone vying for position. Easy to just get nudged out a little bit wide. Again, just a couple of little bits of contact through there. P1 and Campo have a little bit of a touch. I think Ricky J had a little bit of a nudge off somebody as well. Looks like everybody's managed to get through there cleanly then. Right, back up to the front. Dylan leads, heading down towards the hairpin. He's pulled a little bit of a gap over Mocking Weeks already. Marshall taking a totally different line into there, trying to get a better run out. Oh, the back end. Let's go. He's on the grass. Get hold of it. He's managed to. Slowed him down a little bit, but it's not lost him any positions. Still kicking off behind as well. Big pile of drivers. Still all stuck together. Field not opened up yet then. Oh, Marshall off track. Kicks up the gravel. Mocking Weeks looking around the outside of Dylan. What a move by Mocking Weeks. I think Dylan got a little bit wrong coming into this section. Mocking Weeks keeps it right there with him. He'll now have the inside line coming up into these last couple of corners. Stay there, Mocking. Don't back out of it. Oh, Ricky J's got it backwards. Mocking Weeks slots one up the inside still. They're still side by side as they head down towards the line into lap one. Mocking Weeks on the left-hand side of the circuit. Oh, he peels back over to the right just off camera. Tries to fake a move on Dylan. Oof, has a little look up the inside through turn one. Come on, cameras, keep up. He's piling the pressure on the front man. Marshall's keeping it right there with him. Manny's managed to get on the back of Marshall. Top four then, pretty much bumper to bumper. Obi-Wan in fifth, being harassed a little bit by Campo. He's had his ready break. Pilgrim in seventh, then Skippy in eighth. Got Tyre Slayer in ninth. The Barbed Wire Machine Footer in 10th. The black and white of Coffin Dodger in 11th. Captain Pugwash not having a great time of it. A little way back, 11 seconds, 10 seconds down in the shiny one. And the Sheep, Ricky J, as we saw him, just getting it backwards, coming out of the Pentagon. He is 1.7 behind Captain Pugwash. 20 seconds behind race leader. Big gaps for those two at the back there. Oof, it's opened up here. Oh no, where? Oh my God. Right, hold on. Oh my God, oh my God. Mocking Weeks has just had an absolute horrendathon. There's no other way of describing it. Don't know if there was contact between him and Dylan, but he's gone from first to last. Unbelievable. Dylan then regains the lead. Still not out of danger yet. He's still got Marshall just tickling him from behind. 0.9 of a second back. Manny's getting a decent toe down here as well then. Top three then still pretty close together. So a lot of drivers. Dylan opting for the mediums for the race. Mediums. Softs on for Campo. Mediums on for Pilgrim. Mediums on for Skippy. Mediums on for Tyre Slayer. And for Footer, softs on for Coffin Dodger, softs on for Captain Pugwash. Ricky J is on the mediums, and Mocking Weeks on the medium tyre. I've not turned the sound on, have I? God damn it. You lot have not heard anything. Well, you have, but just me. You've not heard any cars. Idiot. So I was flapping about them videos. Sorry, people. My God. Heard me waffling over a... that's it, just me. That can't be good for any of you. Right, Dylan still leads then. He has managed to pull a little bit of time over Marshall. That 0.9 of a second gap has stretched to 1.1. Not getting a toe anymore than Marshall. He's managed to pull a little bit of time himself over Manny. Still just getting a tiny bit of toe up the hill is Manny, but not as much as he was. Closes that gap into this double apex at the top of the hill. Obi still under threat here from the ready brake man. Pilgrim and Skippy not too far off of those two either. Just 1.1 back, pair of them. If these two have a little bit of a ding-dong, these two could quite easily catch up. Skippy might even go for a move then. Oh, he does. Swings one up the inside into turn one. Pilgrim's just able to carry the speed around the outside. Holds onto it. Tyre Slayer 2.6 seconds behind him. Footer another 1.2 back. Coffin Dodger just 0.8 of a second back in 10th. It's kicking off for 11th at the minute. Ricky J and Captain Pugwash having a bit of a battle for that one. Not sure who's going to win out here. Oh, almost contact through the chicanes. And there is Mocking Weeks closing that gap up on those two. 1.8 seconds back. He'll be absolutely screwed behind that wheel, I'm sure. Not sure what happened. I don't know if it was a mistake from him or whether there was contact. These Renault Meganes don't look overly stable. Again, they are all pretty much all on the medium tyre as well. Maybe it was that, trying to carry the same amount of speed through the corners as he was in qualifying on the softs. maybe. We'll see, can Mocking Weeks get anything back from this race? 6.5 minutes in then. Again, he's gone from first place. He just managed to get himself past Dylan up front. And then we saw him spinning around and trying to get himself back on track. And here he is. There goes race leader Dylan then. Still 1.2 seconds up the road. Not fully disappeared yet. Oh, gets a little bit of a swing on through there. Loses a bit of time. Marshall closes that gap on him. Still dragging Manny along as well. Another 4 seconds behind them in fourth, still being pressured by Campo. On board with Campo then as he chases down Obi. There's Pilgrim and Skippy just in the background. Top three just heading through the hairpin at the bottom. Out of there for Campo. So we'll see this Pentagon section coming up in a second from Campo's point of view. Oh, it's a great corner there. Closes right up on Obi. Down the hill. There's Marshall backwards. Obi automatically gets promoted to third, but that could be short-lived as Campo's looking for that third off him ASAP. Keeps that gap down a quarter of a second, chasing him up the hill then towards these last couple of corners on this lap. He's not going to be able to make a move here, be late lunge if he does. Always hoping for an Obi-Wan to go a little bit wide there, not as wide as he wanted. The chase is still on here, 0.4 of a second between these two. Obi switches over to one side of the track, tries to drop that toe, it's worked. Carrying great speed through there for Campo, closes that gap up again on Obi, has to back out a little bit on the exit. Maybe just carrying a tiny bit too much speed. Right, let's go and see what's happening up front. Here we go, that big gap developed then. Marshall now missing from between himself and Dylan and Manny. That gap up to 3 seconds then between first and second. Obi promoted into third then. Campo in fourth. Pilgrim fifth. Skippy sixth. Tyre Slayer in seventh. Footer eighth. Marshall in ninth, getting himself back on track in front of Coffin Dodger. Mocking Weeks made a couple of positions as well, so he's got himself past Captain Pugwash. He's also got himself past Ricky J, the sheep. But it is all about this man at the minute. 3.7 seconds up the road now. Just under that 10-minute mark. Still seeing a bit of wear on these medium tyres. About 5 or 6 laps out of the softs. So this might end up being very similar in terms of double in terms of tyre wear. End up maybe doing about 10 laps on a set of mediums before they're screaming out to be changed. I'm not sure. We'll have to see when people start coming in then. So 4 seconds then back to Manny. Keeping himself out of danger of these two though. Obi's just pulled enough of a gap between himself and Campo to keep himself out of danger. Pilgrim looking to close the gap up on Campo, still dragging Skippy along for the ride. Then big gap back to Tyre Slayer in seventh. Still got Footer in his rearview mirror though. Marshall will also be spitting bullets in that car. Getting it wrong just through the S's. Was sitting in second and comfortably in second as well. You see the tail of these things just lets go a little bit. I'm surprised nobody... Oh no, you can't, can you? I don't think. just thinking, I'm surprised nobody went for the mullet setup. Set of mediums on the front, softs on the rear, maybe. Locking in 10th then, and still another 9 seconds behind Marshall. Jay's got himself past Coffin Dodger. He's made a mistake. Front right, absolutely screaming out. What's he done? He's on his 7th lap. I think they were only doing about 6 laps on set of softs during qualifying. Dylan still looking comfortable, still pulling time up front. 4.4 seconds now over Manny. He's still got 2 seconds over Obi. Campo's closed the gap back up on him though. In it really between those. Obi's loving that curb. Campo just half a second behind him, running down the hill towards this hairpin. All the way down into 2nd gear, cuts as much of that curb off as possible. Short shifts into 3rd, keeps himself right behind Obi then, still 0.4 of a second as we run through these S's. Seen a couple of drivers backwards through these. Just feathering the throttle in 3rd through these corners, keeps himself right there with Obi down into this Pentagon section then. That's where we've seen a couple of drivers get it wrong. Absolutely bumper to bumper. Just under 2 tenths between them. Obi having to go to the left hand side of the circuit. Knows that Campo's going to look for a little bit of a move. Can he get the cutback up the inside on the exit? Carry the speed out. He has done. He's closing up on Obi. Can he make the move down into turn 1? Switches back over. It's going to be a drag race down to this first turn then. Who can carry the speed through it? Having to stick too much brake on then, running around the outside of this corner, and that's just given Obi the advantage again. What a great battle between these two. Just opens up again. Manny still losing time to Dylan then, the gap to 5.1. Keeping himself out of danger of these two though. Still can't quite get the gap down between himself and Campo. Skippy as well can't bring that time down. Tyre Slayer still under a little bit of pressure from Footer. Footer's got his own problems though. Marshall now filling his rearview mirrors. Went from 2nd down to 9th after getting it all wrong. Oh no, there's Pilgrim backwards as well. Pilgrim, there goes Mocking Weeks past him. Again, these Renault Meganes don't seem like the grippiest of cars, even when they had the soft tyres on. Oof, Captain Pugwash, ouch, tyres, oof. Can't be helping you go around any kind of corner, any of those. Ricky J, back up into 12th. Coffin Dodger then, unfortunately. A long way down, 11.1 seconds in 13th. Dylan. Great big gap between himself and 2nd now. Gap's opening up again. 2.2 seconds between Obi and Manny. Campo as well, another 1.2 seconds behind him. Departure of Pilgrim has allowed Skippy to take 5th. Tyre Slayer 6th. Marshall 7th. Footer in 8th. Mocking Weeks also promoted to 9th. Pilgrim 10th then back on track. J in 11th. Pugwash must have heard and taken my advice. He's come in the pits. Coffin Dodger doesn't. Still finding time here then, Dylan. No real, I'm going to say no real battles on track at the minute as we just catch up with Marshall. Having a pop at Tyre Slayer for 6th. Chasing him through the S's. Can't get straight up the inside through there, looking to get a better run on the exit of this one. Make the move up the inside. Oh, sorry, and then to the outside, but Tyre Slayer says no. Has he carried too much speed through? He has. Unfortunately, that's given Marshall a look up the inside, so he takes advantage. Through he goes into 6th, then Tyre Slayer 7th. Still within touching distance, really. Not quite close enough to make a move into these next couple of corners, but might be able to have a go down into turn 1 through the chicane. If he can stick with Marshall. Gap's starting to open up though. Marshall gets a better exit. Oh no, was that another car backwards? No, it was just tyres squealing. Thick foot up. Getting the exit of the final corner a bit wrong. Meets 9th, then Pilgrim back on track in 10th. Mickey J in 11th, Coffin Dodger in 12th, and Captain Pugwash. He's crashed into a wall with a brand new set of tyres. Okay, so he's gone from the softs to the mediums. Hazards on for him as well. So is that an option for this? You have to use mediums and softs. Dylan just making it look easy. A 7.7 seconds gap between himself and this man, Manny. Gap between himself and Obi keeps yo-yoing. That's popping up between about 1 second and 2 seconds. He does close the gap up and then makes a tiny little mistake. Stretches open again. So when are we going to start seeing the medium tyre drivers coming in? Not yet for first place. Manny also looks like he's staying out, yes. Obi stays out. Campo looks like he's coming in. He's on the soft tyres, he's blown those out. Not done too bad really, stayed in 4th. Lost a couple of positions now though. Marshall. Skippy goes through, Marshall goes through. Tyre Slayer goes through. Campo getting his pit stop early on then. Footer goes through, Mockin goes through, actually Mockin closing up on Footer down towards turn 1. Pilgrim also in the pits, getting rid of those mediums at this point. Mickey J stays out, Pilgrim stays out, Coffin Dodger has stayed out, and sorry, I'm not seeing Coffin Dodger, he does stay out, and Captain Pugwash has just been in, so fresh set of tyres on for him. Still pulling time at the front then, Dylan. How does he do it? He's whispering his tyres as well. Oh, that's Manny behind him. So although he's been pulling time on Manny, he's been saving his tyres better than Manny. And there is Obi-Wan, gets that gap back down to a second between himself and Manny. And then just stretches it open again here. Just a little bit of a yo-yo going on between those two. Skippy 3.4 seconds adrift of 3rd place. Marshall slowly claiming back some places, so was 2nd, span out into 9th, and has managed to overtake a few people. A couple of people have dropped themselves in the pit, so up into 5th for the time being. Only 6 seconds behind Skippy and just under 20 minutes left to race. Tyres also not looking too bad. A little bit worse on Tyre Slayers. Mockin Week's not looking too bad either. He has got himself past Footer now. He's up into 7th for Mockin, 8th for Footer. Campo in 9th, also coming fresh set of boots. So yes, looks like you have to use soft and mediums. Because Campo was on the softs for the first stint. He's now on the mediums for the second. J not stopped, Pilgrim has stopped, so he's out on the softs. I think you were on the mediums before, still no stop for the Coffin Dodger. Captain Pugwash was on the softs, now on the mediums. Look at this, Dylan's just pulling tenths. 9.5. loses a little bit of time through there actually. Just all looking easy for him. Managed to pull a little bit of a gap in the first lap, and that was enough. That was enough just to let everyone else battle behind him. Still no pit stop for Dylan. Manny's staying out this lap as well, as is Obi. Gap back up to 2 seconds between those two. Skippy another 2.8 seconds behind him, fourth. Marshall in fifth, just 5.3 seconds back. Tyre Slayer another 5.5 seconds back, and there's Mocking Weeks hot on his tail. Just half a second back, getting a good toe down here. It's enough to make a move. Close the gap up again though into the chicane. Nice line through there, takes as much of that curve as he dares. Keeps it on track on the exit as well. Look at how close Tyre Slayer is now as they come into this chicane. Wider line, both wheels across that curve as I say, and look at the difference it's made. Just carries the speed through that corner a little bit more, able to push his way past Tyre Slayer quite easily. Up into sixth then for Mocking Weeks. There is Marshall just going into the hairpin. Respectful there, Mocking. He knew that Tyre Slayer was still right next to him, so had to stay out in the middle of the circuit. Does take that sixth position. 5.6 seconds behind Marshall then. Oh, Marshall's got himself a half a second penalty he's got to lose as well. That's never going to help you out. I think that'll be served as he comes out of this Pentagon section, running up to those last couple of corners. You'll see the yellow markers, and it'll automatically slow his car down. There they are. So it's at 5.2. Loses that penalty. Let's see time he loses. Okay, so not too bad. Gets a wobble on the exit that final turn though. Obi into the pits. Skippy takes third position off of him then. Marshall comes through to take fourth, still not stopped. Obi in the pits. Mocking Weeks. Oh, hold on, things are happening. Mocking Weeks in the pits also. Footer goes through. Tyre Slayer stays out, so he gains that fifth. Footer sixth. Obi seventh. Campo in eighth then just comes through. Ricky J. It's going to be a punch up, but Ricky J does sweep through to take ninth off of Mocking Weeks just as he comes out of the pits. But now he's got the soft tyres on, he can push pretty hard now, Mocking. Still a few drivers to drop themselves in the pits as well for that different set of tyres. Now this man 12 seconds up front. Didn't think it was going to be long before he's at the 10-second mark, but he's already made it 12. Why not? And he then kept himself totally out of danger. He's had Obi-Wan yo-yoing behind him for most of the race. He's still got to stop though. Dylan's come in the pits this lap. Will Manny follow him? No, he's going to risk it for a biscuit for another lap on his tyres. Maybe that benefits him on the softs for this final stint, I don't know, but Dylan won't be too far behind him coming out of the pits, to be honest. He's had to take on a little bit of fuel as well. Okay, fuel depletion is on as well then. Wasn't really paying attention to that. Comes out in third then. He's on the softs. Marshall now right behind him. Marshall's still not stopped yet though. Tyre Slayer not stopped either. Footer not taking his second stop. Obi goes past him. Campo has taken his second stop. His first stop, sorry. So he's racing to the end. Mocking Weeks up into 10th then. Ricky J comes in the pits. Pilgrim not too far off of him. 2.4 seconds. Captain Pugwash has already been in, so he's got the mediums on now. This is his second stop. And Coffin Dodger. Fresh set of tyres on for him also. So it's currently Manny leading by 4.5 seconds over Skippy. Manny's got to take a pit stop, so has Skippy, yet Dylan is another 3.8 seconds behind them. Marshall another 1.8 seconds back. Again, still got to put the soft tyres on yet. Tyre Slayer got to take his stop. Obi-Wan has stopped. Footer has got to take a stop. No pit stop for Footer. There we go, top two in the pits now then. So Manny comes in, Skippy comes in, Dylan retakes his top spot. Tyres on for Manny then, takes a bit of fuel on board. Doesn't need that much, does he? Oh, he's already had a pit. Skippy beats him out the pits. Oh no! Manny picks up a 3-second penalty as well. So some kind of pit glitch has caused him to cross the white line. I didn't see him cross the white line at any point. He's got a 3-second penalty he's now got to lose. That's going to cost him a couple of places for sure. So Dylan racing to the end then. 11.1 seconds lead on a set of soft tyres. Obi also on a set of soft tyres, but he has just put in fastest lap of the race there, 1:38.9. Skippy just beats Manny out of the pits to take third. Manny picks himself up a 3-second penalty. Again, I didn't see that. I didn't see you cross any kind of white lines there, Manny, so it's a little harsh to me, that one. Campo's definitely going to get that position off of you when you lose that penalty. 3 seconds is a big old chunk. He's only 2 seconds behind you at the minute. Mocking Weeks, he's going to be all over the rear end of you as well by the time he loses that penalty. He's got himself past Marshall. Marshall's also gained 3 seconds penalty. No, pit glitch in full effect tonight. There it is. Oh, look how slow. Look how slow. 54 miles an hour. Pilgrim and Tyre Slayer looking to run around the outside of him here, but Marshall just gets to the corner early enough. What an absolute kick in the groin that is. So Campo did get past Manny, and Mocking Weeks is right up his tailpipe as we come into turn one. Just as expected with that 3-second penalty loss. What an absolute kick. Marshall then 7th, Pilgrim 8th, Footer in. Oh. Tyre Slayer 8th, Pilgrim 9th. Why did that show me the drivers in the wrong positions? Footer in 10th, Ricky J in 11th, Captain Pugwash 12th, and Coffin Dodger in 13th. Again, this man just made it look easy tonight. 12.7 seconds up the road. Just over 10 minutes remaining of this race. It's all looking good for Dylan. Obi's lost more time to him. Well out of danger of Skippy though, 5 seconds behind him. Manny another 4.1 seconds back again, just missing out on the exit of the pits. Skippy just looking after his fuel a little bit better, so I had to put less in. Beat Manny out of the pits, genuinely, but Manny managed to pick up a 3-second pit glitch penalty. So Campo was able to get past him, but now Campo's had a mistake. Now he's under threat from Mocking Weeks here. Mocking Weeks stays in 6th though on the exit of that corner. Not a good exit for Campo though. Gets a little wobble on. Mocking Weeks sweeps over to the pit wall. He's got the inside line coming into turn one. He's already in front, in fact. Into 5th then for Mocking. Campo 6th. Not out of the woods yet for Mocking Weeks either. Campo's keeping himself bolted right onto his rear end through this little complex of corners. Still second in it. Not quite able to lunge up the inside here either for Campo. Keeps himself tucked right under Mockenweek's rear spoiler. Somebody's off track. It's Skippy. It's Skippy. He's gone from 3rd to 7th. A little bit of front end damage as well. That car won't be travelling quite as fast as it should be until that repairs itself. It's nanobot technology, people. Tyre Slayer will be able to close up on him then. Repairs itself now. He can get himself up to full speed. Oh yes, these Meganes just don't look the sturdiest, the stablest of cars. The back ends look very loose. Even with the soft tyres on, they look loose. Pilgrim then hunting down footer. Fresh set of softs on board for him. Oh, Ricky J carried all the speed through that corner. Pilgrim then pushing footer up the road. Has to sweep to the outside to go for this position. Footer's gone massively defensive. He won't be able to carry as much speed through here. Oh, just carries that speed through with that slightly wider line through there. Into 9th for Pilgrim, Footer in 10th. Ricky J carrying some great speed down there. Gets himself past Footer, has he? Yes, he has. Can Footer sweep back up the inside into the chicane? Has a little look, but Ricky J keeps hold of that one, running into the chicane. Those curbs, ew. Look at this, Dylan. Someone needs to add some ballast to his car or something. 16.6 seconds up the road from Obi-Wan. Obi now lost his fastest lap moniker. That's gone to Marshall 2012 with a 1:38.381 for him. So Manny in 3rd then. Mocking Weeks in 4th. And right behind him, half a second, Campo falls out of the tow range. Marshall not quite getting a slipstream yet either, nor is Skippy after his departure. Tyre Slayer's not been able to close the gap up on him. Still at 2 seconds. Pilgrim another 16.3 seconds back. We caught him going backwards a couple of laps ago. Ricky J in 10th. Chasing up to these double left-handers. Footer in 11th, then Captain Pugwash 12th coming through the Pentagon. 23 seconds back, and then Coffin Dodger another 12.8 seconds off the back of Captain Pugwash. Not even looking at you anymore, Dylan. You're too far up the road. Oh, I was going to say, where's Mocking Weeks? But he was just out of camera shot. Having a look at 3rd position off of Manny. Carries the speed through the hairpin. Just gets himself in front of Manny before the first of the little S's. Through he goes into 3rd. Might just have to settle for this position though. He's still 9 seconds off the back of Obi-Wan. We have only got just under 5 minutes remaining. 27 seconds off of race leader. There is 2nd place just up the hill there. Mocking Weeks needs to break away from Manny as well. Doesn't need to be pressured by Manny for the last few minutes. Let's just see how far in front Obi is. There he is, that little blue dot just going over the start finish line now. Turn 1 he goes. Again, just feathering that throttle in 4th, coming out of turn 1. Into these tricky chicanes. You might get a good look at these curbs now. Well, not with the A-pillar in the way you went. There you go. Blam. That's just what you want to do. Stick 2 wheels either side of it. Carry the speed through. Not out of danger yet though. Manny's keeping him right there. And just in the background of Manny Boom, there's Marshall. Closes up under braking. So spun himself off track from 2nd into 9th. He's worked his way back through the field and in 5th position, hunting down 4th, possibly 3rd. Got himself past Campo. You can see they're not the most stable. Marshall still closing up on Manny here. Race leader back in the pits. Oof, Manny getting a big kick. Race leader then coming in, changing his soft tyres. What's Obi going to do? Obi stays out, mocking Weeks. Stays out. Dylan's already back out on track, so he only had to come in for tyres. No fuel. Managed to get himself out and keep himself a pretty good gap between himself and Obi, and still there's no way Obi can close up on him. Warm tyres versus fresh tyres, exactly the same amount of fuel on board, or pretty much. Weeks into 3rd, then Marshall also into 4th. He's got himself past Manny as well. Manny just struggling on the tyres a little bit. Can Marshall get himself up and maybe past Mockin? 1.3 seconds the gap between 4th and 3rd. Again, was keeping himself in check with Dylan. And unfortunately, when he departed, leaving the gap between himself and Manny, that was just enough to let Dylan escape. Marshall takes a couple of tenths out of Mockin's time there. It's down to a 2nd. 38 minutes and 34 seconds. 1.5 minutes left. We're going to see another lap. Could be on here for Marshall. There is Obi just in front, 6.7 seconds up the road. Again, nobody can catch this man. Fresh set of boots on his car now. Was 4 seconds in front of Obi when he left the pits. He's now 6.7. Marking Weeks then just keeps himself out of the tow range of Marshall. There is the gap between them. Let's have a quick look round for any other battles on track. Manny back under pressure from Campo. So from 2nd, he's lost a couple of positions to Obi, Mockin, Marshall, and could be Campo here if he's not careful. Medium tyre versus soft tyre, both of them pretty much worn out though. Skippy just in the background of that fight, maybe not close enough to make a move before the end of this race. Same for Tyre Slayer, 4.3 seconds down. Big gaps back to Pilgrim then, 11.5. Ricky J, 3 seconds behind him. Footer another 4 seconds back. Captain Pugwash 23.5 seconds back, and Dodger 15.6 seconds back. So this man has just been able to stretch his lead out. Lap after lap after lap. He's only actually lost the lead when he's come in the pits. Fuel and tyres, a couple of drivers stayed out. Here he is then, Dylan, through those last couple of corners down towards the finish line. It's been an absolute showcase from him tonight, being chased down by the drone as well, and there it is. He does take top spot in race 1. Obi comes down the start finish line as well. He's going to come home in 2nd. Great big pull of the handbrake, is it? Yes, backwards for him. Mocking Weeks just hangs on to 3rd position. Marshall all over the back of him coming down the start finish straight. Marshall taking 4th. Manny losing. So Manny losing 5th position because he decided to handbrake it across the line, and wherever the sensor is inside the car was obviously not as far ahead as Campo's. Campo takes 5th then. Manny takes 6th. Skippy comes home in 7th. Tyre Slayer takes 8th. Pilgrim takes 9th. Ricky J backwards and into the wall for 10th. Footer comes home in 11th. Captain Pugwash will take 12th. And I think Coffee Dodger's already crossed the line. There he is then, Captain Pugwash. Last of the position takers comes home in 12th. Bash into the wall he goes. There we go, round 1 done and dusted. Again, those Meganes, they're loose even with the soft tyres on. And I can only apologise again for leaving the sound off for the start of the race. What an absolute imbecile. You'd have thought I'd know by now, wouldn't you? I'm looking at all my settings as well, and I thought, yeah, that's all turned on. No, it's not all turned on, you mug. Well, there you go, there it is. Round 1 done and dusted. What have we got coming up? So Friday night 9 o'clock we've got the GTTCC. That's going to be, I forget where that's from. I've seen practice lobbies and everything for it as well. But Friday night 9 o'clock, 2 more races in that league. Back on Sunday night for the next round of this. Again, don't know where that is just yet. I'll post up on my page when I know it. And then Monday night we have got the start of the new DK10 sim racing, or the DSC sim racing mini league. So that's the old 1965 mini. It's the new current Mini Cooper S and the new VGT Snaz Trama mini. I've never seen it. I've never seen it drive. I don't know how much brake horsepower it's got. It could be electric for all I know. I don't think it is. I don't think it is. I hope not. But yes, so that's the come on, smoker, get it out. That's the quick way going through it. So Friday night we've got the GTTCC. Sunday night we've got the P1RC. It says GR3 on there, but it's not, is it? It's the Renault Meganes. And then Monday nights, starting next week, will be the mini league. So it's a 3-race rota, the old mini, the current mini, and the new mini. Ooh. And that's about it, people. Ooh, I hope you've liked what you've watched. If you have, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. Most of all, tell your mates, tell your mums. My name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of here.